You're now listening to All Hog Sports, covering all Arkansas Razorback sports, such as football, basketball, baseball, and much more. Now, here's your host for today's show, Sam Stimson.
Now, Arkansas has won their last 2 games, moving up their win streak to 8 total games, 7 of those being in the conference, and a huge matchup looms on Tuesday night at Bud Walton Arena against the likely number 1 ranked Auburn Tigers. Now, I'll talk about that game after I recap both of those wins. First up, though, I want to apologize for not getting anything out last week. I had some issues with my editing software, so I've been able to work around those. But we are back with full content for basketball, and we'll have a episode soon covering up some of those other sports additionally. Now, Arkansas picked up 2 additional wins for this win streak over Mississippi State and Georgia. The Georgia win was 99-73. Amude was phenomenal in this one. He scored 31 points on 20 shot attempts. He had 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 6 out of 8 from 3. He was red hot. And this was the 3-level scoring that was advertised to us Hog fans when he transferred from South Dakota State. Really, if Amude is this hot, Arkansas will not lose many games, especially if he gets this going through February, March. It was nice to see that, though. Additionally, for Arkansas, a good scoring production as 99 as a total. I mean, we were playing most of the walk-ons in SEC games, so that's always good to see. A huge performance from J.D. Note as well. 32 minutes with 23 points. He's been phenomenal as always, playing point guard on the starting 5 lineup. Got 6 assists there. Arkansas had 23 assists as a whole. Now, something from this game that was great to see was Chris Lykes really looked like himself. 7 assists and only 1 turnover, 4 for 8 off the floor with 9 points. He's been a lot smarter with the ball, a lot better of a leader on the court. You can tell, making smarter passes and such. If this version of Chris Lykes we see, he's going to be huge off the bench. And for an Arkansas team that really only has 3 guys contributing off the bench, and Davis, Lykes, and Johnson, who can sometimes all be inconsistent, it's huge if Lykes is on. Davis and Johnson, they've all been 3, been playing pretty good the last few games. Kamani had a little bit of a setback with the ankle injury when he was starting to get hot, but I think he will return back to that form. As a whole, Arkansas shot 56% from the field goal in this game, 54 from 3, 57 from the line, but we only had 7 free throw attempts. Picking up 35 boards, out-rebounding Georgia by 3. 23 assists with only 13 turnovers is a nice number, too. No foul trouble on the team except for Kamani. All of the starters, no one got 4 fouls. Georgia is not an NCAA tournament team. You know, they sit, I think, at like 6 wins and 17 losses, 1-9 in conference play. They had a win over Bama. They almost beat Auburn at home. So yeah, you know, it's a good win. It's not really that much on the resume except for a win and a column. They're probably like 200, 250 plus in most metrics, but you know, it's still good to see the guys go out there and shoot from high percentage. 56, 53. And the thing is, our defense wasn't even that bad in this game. Georgia was just shooting red hot at home, really. Now, Arkansas' second game in this win streak of last week was much harder. They played a Mississippi State team at home, winning by 8 points by a nice second-half effort, scoring 38 in the second half, only compared to 25 in the first. After the first half, it was tied at 25-all. Now, Mississippi State is a team that Arkansas lost to earlier this season on the road. Arkansas lost without J.D. Note, which is important to note. J.D. was a leading scorer in this game, too. Arkansas also didn't have, a solid point guard player on that team, with J.D. being out, of course. But even at the time, J.D. was not, playing in that main point guard role. But a lot of things switched up. In that game, Arkansas got out-rebounded. In this one, Arkansas out-rebounded Mississippi State by 1. A lot better effort there. In that one, Arkansas had 15-plus turnovers. In this one, Arkansas had 6 turnovers. That's the best number I've seen this season for the Hogs against a quality opponent. Also, Arkansas additionally did not send Mississippi State to the line as much. Both teams went to the line 22 times. When they played at Mississippi State, they had a lot of fouls, and Mississippi State went to the line a lot. Both teams had 17 fouls in this one. Arkansas won 63-55. At the end of the game, Likes threw up a dagger that ended up going in and called the game. I've seen a lot of people talking about that shot, and I think it's understandable to say that it was not a good shot. It was a bad shot. You had 20-plus seconds on the shot clock, 25 seconds left in the game, and he shot up a 3 when Arkansas was up 4. It was an interesting shot, and, if it didn't go in, I'm sure it would be much bigger of a deal, but I think everybody can agree that was not a great shot, but, it went in, and that's kind of the end of the deal, and yeah, Chris Likes was hot this game additionally. Like I said, Chris Likes playing fantastic off the bench is huge for Arkansas to succeed in well into the tournament and such. He had no turnovers in this one, 10 points, 4-8 off the floor. Arkansas's leading scorer was J.D. Note, 4 out of 16. He was 0 for 6 for 3, but I got 6 shots up at the free throw line that ended up going in. He had 4 assists and 1 turnover. Nice ratio there. What Mississippi State is really good at doing is playing Ben Howland's style of basketball, really physically, team, very defensive-minded, and they can get other teams to play their style of basketball, and when they do that, they normally win. But Arkansas, not letting that affect them at home, 37% from the floor, 21% from 3, less than ideal, but Mississippi State is one of the better defensive teams in the whole conference. Limiting the turnovers, though, was huge. 6 turnovers really kept Arkansas in this one. Didn't give Mississippi State a chance to really get out and put themselves ahead of the Hogs. Another good 8th win. Mississippi State's a bubble team right now, so maybe this will be better if State can make a run, but they're sitting at 14-8, 5-4 in conference, so an above 500 conference team. Now this Tuesday, February 8th at 6 p.m., the number 1 Auburn Tigers traveled to Bud Walton Arena to play the Arkansas Razorbacks. Auburn has won 19 games in a row. Arkansas has won 8 games in a row. This is a fantastic matchup between 2 likely single-digit seeds in the tournament. Auburn projected as a number 1 seed in many bracketologies right now. This Auburn team is one of the best college basketball teams that Arkansas will face all season. Arguably could be the best. Now, Auburn has 1 loss on the season to Connecticut on a neutral site double overtime game. And they've got some fantastic players on their squad. I'll get to that in a second. But this team is averaging 8.3 points per game, 80. That's a lot. 66 allowed. They play really efficiently and average 8.2 blocks per game. They know how to contest shots. They play really strong defense. Their defense and offense are really well balanced too, with the highest block percentage in the nation, one of the highest steal percentages, and they really limit teams' natural shooting ability. They're not really a 3-point team on offense, but they have a lot of guys who can get 2s and put up good shots there. They are extremely efficient as well on just defense and creating turnovers as well. If you look at their steal rate, it's at 9. So Arkansas has to take care of the basketball. I'm going to talk about the top players for Auburn. Now, I think Auburn's best player skill-wise is Jabari Smith Jr. 15.3 points per game, 6.7 rebounds per game, 1.8 assists per game, 1.3 steals per game, and 1.1 blocks per game. That was a lot to say. 43% from the field and 40% from 3. Those are some fantastic numbers. Smith is being projected as one of the top players in the NBA draft, and I wouldn't be surprised if he went number 1 in the draft. He's been playing phenomenal this season. Bruce Pearl's really found a good role in the team for him and all their players. Nobody on this team averages more than 28 minutes per game because this team is so deep. Additionally, they have KD Johnson averaging 13.5 points per game. KD playing a lot of time at the shooting guard mostly. They have also been playing Wendell Green Jr., a point guard, 12.9 points per game, 4.8 assists per game, and 2.2 turnovers per game. And that number, he's been playing off the bench as the sixth man most of the time. Walker Kessler, forward from North Carolina. He is averaging 11.4 points per game, 7.9 rebound games, and the scariest number here is 4.2 blocks per game. He's really good at contesting shots. 7'1", 245. If you don't remember, a long time ago, and it's kind of not that relevant now, but Walker Kessler and Jalen Williams played each other in a high school tournament, I guess what would now be 2 or 3 years ago, and Williams had a fantastic game against him. It doesn't really mean much in this situation, but it's worth just saying. It's notable, I guess. Alan Flanagan has been back for them off an injury. He's been playing a lot of time at shooting forward. He's 6'6", 215 for averaging at 7.1 points per game. Also seeing time for them is Zep Jasper. He was out last game against Georgia. His stats aren't the flashiest, only 5 points per game, 2.5 assists per game, but his turnover numbers are incredible, 0.8 turnovers per game. And this is their starting point guard, by the way. Jasper has been incredible this season. Him and Green share a lot of playing time and work well with each other. They've also got their Jalen Williams. He averages 6.3 points per game, playing a lot of time at power forward. And then their backup shooting forward, Devin Cambridge, backup center, Dylan Cardwell. This team is deep. No one averages more than 28 minutes per game because of how good this team. Whenever you see them on the court, though, Smith, Green, Johnson, Kessler are all going to be their best players. This is a tough matchup for Arkansas defensively. Going through Auburn's best players here, Jabari Smith, if I'd have to guess, I'd have to say for Arkansas, I would counter him with somebody like Trey Wade. Wade starting a lot of time at power forward, same position as Smith. Wade 6'6", 220. Smith is 6'10", 220. I would say Jalen Williams will play on Kessler. That one is for sure. Flanagan will probably see a lot of time against Amude, Tony playing on K.D. Johnson or Jasper, and then a point guard will probably be guarded by J.D. Note or Chris Likes, Devo Davis, any of those guys coming in for Arkansas. Arkansas has to play good defense here. If Auburn gets to 75+, it's going to be tough for Arkansas to win this one given Auburn's defense. Overall, Arkansas also has to take care of the basketball with the team averaging 9 steals a game and high amount of rebounds. Got to take care of there. And you also just can't throw up a lot of lazy shots. You got to be smart with what you put up because of that block percentage that Walker Kessler has. 19 block percentage is the highest in college basketball that he owns. Additionally, they've got great shot blockers like Devin Cambridge as well. Like I said, this Auburn team is deep. They've got a lot of guys. Cardwell averaging 1.5 blocks per game. Smith 1.1. They're deep on defense. Their lineup of Jasper, Johnson, Flanagan, Smith, and Kessler is also going to be really dangerous. Now, their most used 2 starting fives here are K.D. Johnson, Jasper, Flanagan, Smith, and Kessler. Then they also sub in Green for Jasper and go Green, Johnson, Flanagan, Smith, and Kessler. Now, Jasper is out last game with a non-COVID illness, and he was saying that he wasn't really feeling the best, with his legs and stuff, and the shot wasn't getting up because he didn't have someone to sub into him playing, the more minutes than he has. But it seems like Jasper is likely going to play here. But just a quick sum up on Auburn. Like I've been saying the last few minutes, this is a really good, well-rounded team on offense and defense. They got a lot of lengthy scores and shot blockers. Smith, Kessler, Cardwell. Arkansas also has to take care of guys like K.D. Johnson, Wendell Green, Walker Kessler, all guys who have fantastic field goal percentages. Kessler sitting at 63%. Wendell's is only 38%, but he can knock down some very long shots and key moments. And then K.D. Johnson, 40%. He's a huge energy guy for this Auburn team. Now Arkansas sits at 18-5, coming off 8-game win streak. They've got key guys playing for them, mostly Note, Tony, Amude, Wade, Williams. That's the starting 5 you'll see the most. Then Devo will sub in for Amude and then play the 2. Tony flex to the 3. Devo will likely guard Katie Johnson when he switches over the two. Both guys are